What's good, guys? Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 2, and we're getting into battle number 6. Our opponent today here, Michael, is going to send in his Charizard and his Whimsicott. And of course, look at that amazing shiny Charizard. Got to love the shiny one. Although I really prefer the Gen 2 shiny of Charizard when it's purple and green. That's super OG to me, and it'll always be the best one out of them all. But that's a completely out of this video scenario of what we're talking about here. We are going to actually end up swapping out our Indeedee for our Ninetales to set up the Sun. That way we can actually get the Chlorophyll Boost with our Exeggutor. Exeggutor, of course, we're going to go for the Protect here, and that way we don't receive any kind of damage from our opponent. Whimsicott was actually swapped out here in this instance, so that way they could come in with their Rillaboom and set up the grassy terrain. And then, of course, Charizard is kind of there as a big issue. If it decides to go for like an Air Slash or something, could be a problem, could be an issue if it goes for Heat Wave, considering they set up the Sun. But luckily for us, we did get the Protect with that Exeggutor there, so that's pretty awesome. Ninetales does have the potential of getting hit here this turn, but obviously Charizard went for a Protect here, so not really a big deal. With the Ninetales, of course, we do need to swap back into the Indeedee so that we can get our Psychic Surge set up. We are going to go with the Exeggutor, and we are going to go for the Terrestrialization to Fire, and then we're going to go for the Expanding Force. Now, Expanding Force should be able to hit the 2 Pokemon at once, so that shouldn't be a big of an issue. We are going to take away that grassy terrain. I know technically it could actually help out Exeggutor if we went for the Leaf Storm, but for our strategy, we can't really use the whole the grassy terrain here in this situation. We really need to get that Psychic Surge set up. So here we go. The Ninetales is withdrawn. Back in comes the Indeedee, and of course, with that, the Psychic Terrain. Okay, we still have the Sun set up, which is fantastic. It's only, what, turn 2 at this time? And we're going to go in for the Terrestrialization here with the Exeggutor. We're going to go into Pure Fire, and that way we won't take any kind of damage from fire-based moves really that bad from the Charizard. And of course, we won't really take an Air Slash that bad either. Rillaboom, of course, usually goes for the whole Fake-Out situation. It is a priority type move, which means that it can't actually do any damage here on the Psychic Terrain. Expanding Force coming in, picking up the KO onto the Charizard, and of course we actually do some damage there to that Rillaboom as well at the same time. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be the Kingambit. Now, of course, because we have the Psychic Terrain set up, we can't receive a Sucker Punch from that Kingambit, so I'm not really worried about the whole priority situation. Rillaboom is going to end up swapping out here back to the party. Obviously, they want to change up the terrain there once again. And of course, Whimsicott comes back in to set up likely a Tailwind. They are going to go with the Protect with the Kingambit there, of course, scouting out to see what happens. And of course, we go for the good old Follow Me, trying to redirect all moves into the Indeedee. And meanwhile, we try to go for the Tera Blast into the Kingambit, but that doesn't really do anything because he's protecting. So right now, as it is, we know that there's going to be a bit of an issue here. They're going to swap out, try to get the terrains all figured out. We're going to go for the whole Follow Me situation. We're going to try to go for the Tera Blast here once again, I'm pretty sure, into the Kingambit. I feel like I'm going for Kingambit, but there's a slight chance that we might also go for Rillaboom as well, so we'll see what happens here. We do lock into the Kingambit, which is pretty awesome. Always go with your instinct, guys. I mean, you can't really go wrong when you trust it. So, of course, they are going to go for the Terrestrialization here. That's okay. They're going to go in for the pure Dark typing. If I do go for the Tera Blast and Fire with the boost in the Sun, it should do enough damage that it should be able to almost take out Kingambit if it doesn't actually. So here we go. We went for the Follow Me. There's the Tera Blast. We actually take Kingambit down right into, oh gosh, like a yellow zone area. Get a little bit of damage there from our Life Orb. That's perfectly fine. There's the attack from the Whimsicott. I'm actually surprised that there was no Tailwind there. Here's the Kowtow Cleave. That's going to be able to pick up the KO on the Indeedee. And unfortunately, my terrain is now gone. But that's okay. We didn't really go for any kind of Expanding Forces this turn. I didn't really predict anything to do with like a Dark-type Pokemon. I would have really liked to continue with the whole Expanding Force, but that's just not going to be a possibility. We're going to come back in with the Sneasler, and of course Sneasler is coming into this match. And you guys know Sneasler. He's got the good old close combat, the Dire Claw, the Rock Slide, Protect. Protect is kind of a thing you need in VGC, so I mean, you know, it's just how it is. So we're going to lock in the moves there. We're going to try to attack the Whimsicott this turn. It looks like King Gambit is going to go in for the Protect. Definitely the right choice for them. Here's the Tailwind from the Whimsicott. It was only a matter of time before it decided to make an appearance into this match. And of course, here we go with the Tera Blast. Tera Blast, of course, being a pure fire type move at this time. Boosted under Sun, as well as with a Life Orb. Looks like the Whimsicott actually managed to stay into the match due to a Focus Sash. Very unfortunate for us. I was really hoping to be able to pick up that KO. But here we go with the Rock Slide. Doesn't hit the King Gambit, of course, due to the Protect. But we are going to pick it up with the Whimsicott. So we're going to get that KO. So that's awesome. Focus Sash, of course, is gone. Sunlight is fading. Not good for us. Psychic Terrain is still up, only until Rillaboom makes another appearance. So here it goes with the Grassy Surge, of course, coming in. And that also does make the possibility of the Fake Out coming in. So we're actually going to swap out here. We're going to swap out Sneasler. We're going to go in with the Ninetales. And then, of course, I do select the Tera Blast, debating on going for the King Gambit while I can. But there's also the possibility of maybe protecting, because, you know, Fake Out's a thing, Corey. If I get hit by Fake Out, oh my god. I'm gonna have to remember that I did that. But anyways, we come back in with the Ninetales. We're going to set up the Drought. That's going to set up the Sun. And that's going to boost up our Fire-type moves. There's the Fake Out. Luckily, it actually managed to hit the Ninetales. Here we go with the Tera Blast. Luckily, we predicted correctly. I actually really thought, as I'm watching this back, as it's a post-commentary, that it was going to go for the Exeggutor. But luckily, it got the Ninetales. The King Gambit goes down due to the pure Tera Fire move, which is awesome. And, of course, we've got 3 Pokemon remaining to their 1, so it's looking very positive for us. Rillaboom, of course, getting a little bit of HP back from the Grassy Terrain. And we're going to lock in here with a Heat Wave, as well as a Tera Blast. Okay, battle's canceled. That is the match. If you guys enjoyed the battle there today, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, post your comments, and I'll see you guys next time.